Nope, it's not clickbait. Donald Trump kicked Zelensky out. He gave him the boot.
Went up to the press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelensky out of the White House. His delegation right now is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelensky's body language, shrugging and eye rolling, was ungrateful, disrespectful, and the president feels that Zelensky is not ready for peace and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace, but he's not in that position right now, and Zelensky is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the
Jackie,
SUV,
hang on with us one
Zelensky's
moment.
SUV.
If you look to your left, you're going to see him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, is the deal off? President Zelensky, can you tell us what happened?
Told y'all, this is not clickbait. That man is getting in his car.
Mineraalin allekirjoittaminen peruttiin kokonaan ja Zelensky juuri astui autoonsa sadat toimittajat.
Did you sign the minerals deal? Did you sign the minerals deal?
Why were you so disrespectful to the president?
We may be watching the floor fall through this moment in international relations and diplomacy, or this might be the art of the deal, and we're not going to know for some time. Jackie, it appears that even going into this meeting that this relationship was not great. About a week ago, President Trump called Zelensky a dictator. He was asked about that yesterday with the British Prime Minister, and he said, "Did I say that?" Next question. As if he wanted to brush that off and make sure that things today went smoother.
Well, Zelensky, we're told, was begging to stay and work this out. The Ukrainians were begging the president in the White House.
So they were begging to stay. The meeting between Donald Trump and Zelensky collapsed after Trump concluded that Zelensky was not ready for peace if it involved the U.S.'s mediation. But first, hold up. I know this may be besides the point, but aren't you tired of getting these spam calls and text messages? Do you even know why you get them? No worries. I'll explain. You see, these big tech companies do not do a good job of protecting our data, and they ain't even trying, literally. Did you know that Ticketmaster was hacked and over 500 million users' data was put up for sale on the dark web? You didn't. You know why? Because they didn't inform you about it. You know why? Because they say this doesn't have a material impact on our company. That stolen data includes names, addresses, email addresses, and your credit card information, which basically makes them you. And in that case, I'm sure you will want more spam instead of some fraud. And this is why I have to bring to your attention today the sponsor of this video, Aura.com. Aura would alert me if my data gets breached, giving me fast fraud alerts and removes my info from data broker websites to cut down on spam. Aura.com offers transaction monitoring, the VPN, antivirus protection, parental controls, and identity theft insurance, all in one affordable app. It's so relaxing knowing that I can relax with Aura in the background, keeping me and my family safe. In order to ensure that protection, head over to aura.com/kingdomreacts right now, and you'll get your first 2 weeks free on us. And I made it easy. The link is available in the description. Now, following the clash Trump posted on Truth Social, outside of this, I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a bigger advantage in negotiations, and accused him of disrespecting the U.S. The incident stunned, obviously, everybody, with Ukraine and European leaders expressing shock and dismay. One Ukrainian lawmaker reportedly said, "I'm just crying because of what I hear. Zelensky's early exit, and the scrap press conference underscored the depth of the rift. So right here, we see that this is another post that he posted where it says, "We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion. And I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him an advantage in negotiations, yada, yada." So yeah, boom. It's getting sticky. But y'all know my favorite clip, right? My favorite meme. It's definitely this one. Hold on.
Where is my money?
Again.
Now, where is my money?
One more time.
Now, where is my money? Now, where is...
Whoever be making those memes. Oh, man. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you all. My knowledge as it relates to Russia, Ukraine, and all that is very vague. I want to be completely transparent. So this interaction has definitely forced me to do some research and a deep dive. So what I came across was basically today was a highly anticipated meeting between obviously Zelensky and Trump and also Vice President J.D. Vance. And it took place in the Oval Office at the White House. The encounter, which was initially intended to strengthen the U.S. and Ukraine relations and advance a potential peace deal concerning the Russia-Ukraine war, definitely quickly deteriorated. Now, it also says that Zelensky's visit to Washington was primarily aimed at securing continued U.S. support for Ukraine amid its ongoing war with Russia, which began with Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. Y'all let me know how that, let me know. A key agenda item that was proposed in the signing of a minerals, that was proposed was the signing of a minerals deal, which would grant the U.S. access to Ukraine's substantial reserves of rare earth minerals critical for technology and defense. Oh, okay, cool. So he was up there to negotiate that as well. So we need the minerals.
I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm going to thank you, Brian, for that question. It was a nice question. I hope I'll be known and recognized as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing to solve. This is a very dangerous situation. You know, this could lead to a third world war. This was headed in the wrong direction. If this election were lost, if we didn't win this election, and by the way, we won it by a lot. That was a mandate. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won everything. The districts, you look at the areas of red, take a look at a map. This was a big mandate, and this was one of the things. I said, we're going to get this thing settled. If we didn't win, I think this could have very well ended up in a third world war.
Mm-hmm. Now, this was before the initial tension. Trump reportedly teased Zelensky upon his arrival, talking about his attire, saying, "Oh, you look all dressed up." And one of the reporters that were also there who went in on him, but I felt like that was neither here nor there to show y'all. But this right here, the president snapped.
Maybe he did. I don't know what happened, but he didn't break him with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
Yeah, Trump was not holding back, not even a little bit. What a breath of fresh air. This nation was sleeping for 4 years, Chuck says. Elon Musk actually responded to that with a 100. Of course, Elon is the guy who posted that clip, actually. Somebody said, so far, which Trump presidential term do you like the best? First or the second? Obviously, for me, the second. The first term, I was filled with CDS. Somebody said, so true, the hardest working president is this country has ever had. We have true leadership again. Woo! Yeah, Trump was not playing. Now, that exchange between him and J.D. Vance that I was telling y'all about, now, this one right here, man. Oh, my guy Vance was not holding back.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful
to
come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
on
to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing
But
cards.
right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you
You're
think
gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
So let's just break it down real quick. Told y'all, trying to gain a level of understanding. I'm completely transparent about my ignorance on certain things. I don't see and try to fake the funk to y'all to no capacity. And I'm not a know-it-all. I'm a learn-it-all. But J.D. Vance sparked the escalation by accusing Zelensky of being disrespectful for addressing the press directly. Vance demanded that he show Zelensky, that is, show gratitude for the U.S. support and criticized him for not thanking Trump explicitly. Also referencing Zelensky's past interactions with Democrats during the U.S. election as evidence of, ingratitude. Zelensky countered by urging stronger U.S. security guarantees, emphasizing Russian President Vladimir Putin's aggression, calling him a terrorist and a killer, and arguing that diplomacy alone wouldn't stop Russia, which given its history of breaking agreements since 2014, it says. He also pointed out and told Vance that he couldn't comment on Ukraine without actually having visit there first. And Trump was chilling. He was cool right up until, he had to intervene and let him know that he's gambling with World War III. This is Ukraine's ambassadors. The Ukrainian ambassador's face when Zelensky began his mouthful of BS to Trump, it says.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire. What?
I want a
But
ceasefire.
Somebody says this will go down in history as the worst meeting a head of state has ever had with our president in the Oval Office. Total disaster for Ukraine. Good to know we have a president and vice president that are looking out for our interests. Zelensky was probably emboldened by the anti-Trump EU, but are they going to give him money, weapons, soldiers when he starts getting, I don't want to say that word out loud. I'd rather let the news channel say it when it's appropriate. I'm fickle when I say certain words. Zelensky just screwed himself and his country, somebody says. He better get some humble pie in return, desiring true peace. At the end of the day, that's what I do know. I may be ignorant to all the logistics and how all of it started and who's and yada yada, but what I do know is I just want peace. I don't want nobody losing their life. I don't care what the reason was. I'm not saying that it doesn't hold weight in context for later situations in some capacity, but I care that people are losing their lives, and I just don't want that to happen. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life, man. Also, see you in the next video.